Hello, can you feel me calling through the static, through the air? I'm here waiting, always falling into visions of us there. Islands floating in my mind, distance makes the heart grow wild. Every sunset.
Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about why simplicity just makes more sense once you start getting older. And I'm going to go check out this cafe over here behind me, and we'll head in and check it out. I've never tried it before. It's called Dean and DeLuca, and then I think I'll sit outside. So we'll just go ahead, head in, order a coffee here.
Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late.
All right, guys, so I'm trying out a new coffee spot here, and I had a choice of outdoors right out there or a little corner spot here, and there's nobody here, so I was like, hey, might as well get the air condition, my coffee, and then I can do the video because it is a bit warm this week. This is my last week here in Bangkok. But I want to talk about how simplicity starts to become more important as you get older, and for me, it definitely has. And it also goes hand in hand with collecting stuff. In fact, I think that is the number one obstacle probably for most people when it comes time to planning a move out to, say, Southeast Asia. And a lot of them never make the move. They start to plan for it. I've even done a consultation with some people, and then they end up not going. And I think mostly what I hear is that they just can't let go of their stuff. It has really got a hold over them, and they just don't want to let it go. And that is hard for a lot of people. So I think that might probably be the number one reason. But I think as you get older, you kind of stop chasing chaos. You stop needing constant stimulation. And simplicity, actually, for me, starts to feel more like luxury. The more simple my life is, the better it feels for me. Like, I just don't want the chaos anymore. I like calm and peace, which makes you wonder why I settled in a busy, chaotic city like Bangkok. But I feel like once you're in your neighborhood, like you're living in the area that you want to be, it kind of settles back down again. But yeah, as I've gotten older, I feel like the more peace and calm I have in my life, the better. It becomes more valuable than excitement. And one thing is, when you're younger, you're always chasing the next dream, like more money, more status, bigger house, more possessions, nightlife, more validation. And that was my mindset when I was living in the US. It was constantly, I wanted a bigger house. I wanted the hardwood floors. I wanted granite countertops. I wanted the big barbecue pit. I wanted the biggest grill you could get. I wanted the newest car, the newest phone. Always working so hard to get the next biggest thing, the next new shiny object that has came out on the market. And it's almost like they really do a good job in the US, and I'm sure other countries as well, but they really do a good job brainwashing you to think that you need all these things, that your life is just not complete without it. You cannot survive without the latest iPhone. But, you end up working nonstop to the point where you don't even enjoy life, and you're completely stressed out, you're tired. You accumulate things that half the objects go into a closet in the attic or in the garage somewhere, and you think success means more stuff, bigger things, and it doesn't. In fact, one moment I realized this is that I had saved 2 big boxes of stuff that I did not want to part with, and I had put them in my mom's closet. And by the time I got back home and went through and looked through them, I didn't even remember what was in these boxes. I had no idea. It was like opening a Christmas gift. I had no idea what was in these boxes. It shows you how important it was if you couldn't even remember what it was. By the way, lately, I get up really early and I go to the gym now. I was going to the gym around 9:30. Like, my routine was get up, kind of drag my butt for like an hour, and then go to the gym, and then I would go home and my energy levels would be gone, and it's like I would be taking a nap. And one thing that's helped my energy lately is this new red ginseng, and it has helped amazingly. I wake up super early now. I go to bed on time. My energy levels are at an all-time high. I just feel more energetic. My thinking is clear. I've been taking this several months now, and I don't even take naps anymore. So the thing has just been fantastic for me. But I've mentioned this in like my live streams lately, and a bunch of people asked me about it. So if you want to try it out, you can use the discount code GEO linked below in the description and also the pinned comment. I really recommend it. It's worked fantastic. As always, anything that I personally put on this channel, I use or have used and continue to use. But at some point in the US, I had started to realize that stress has a cost. Burning the candle at both ends eventually catches up to you. And it did. It really did. I was really getting to a point where I was like super stressed. I couldn't even concentrate at work, especially after I did my first trip up to Southeast Asia. I realized how nice things were and how relaxed things were compared to my life in the US. That constant pressure just becomes exhausting. In fact, my main job that I had for like 12 years, they actually had to sit me down and say, Gio, you're not even concentrating at work anymore. You got to get your act together. My work was suffering because I was off in La La Land. I couldn't even think about the US or working anymore. I was like, how can I get out of here? How can I get out of this job? And I think at that point in my life, I actually stopped asking, how can I make more money? And I started asking, how little can I do to actually just maintain, a little above maintain, and actually make myself happy? Like, that became more important than like chasing that almighty dollar. It was actually no longer chasing the bigger home, the nicer car, the newer car, it was more like, what can I do to just have a simple life? Live well. I don't want the bill collectors knocking on the door, but at the same time, I don't need to become a multimillionaire. Would it be nice? Of course. The more money you have, I don't think anybody can dispute it. The more money you have, the more comfort and the less stress you have. But you can get to a certain point where you don't have to be filthy rich and still live very happily and comfortable and stress-free. And actually, for me, at one point, my lifestyle started feeling rich. Just the lifestyle that I was living at here in Southeast Asia, for me, felt like, wow, I've won the lottery. Sometimes I just here in Bangkok, and I spend a couple $1,000 a month on my monthly budget usually. And I'm in a high-rise condo overlooking the city of Bangkok, all lit up at night. It's beautiful. And I look out and I say, wow. And then I'll go up to the rooftop sometimes, and the infinity pool on the 26th floor, the gym, the sauna, the garden area. And I'm like, I'm paying $535 a month for this. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Again, after 10 years, I'm thinking, I'm like, is this possible? How is my life so good? I wake up, I have my morning, I go to the gym, I have my morning coffee. I walk to cafes like this one. Fresh food, no commuting, lower bills, more free time, no clutter. Like, if I get extra stuff that I don't want, I give it away or I toss it. No longer does it go into a closet, the attic, or the garage anymore. This here honestly feels richer to me than a lot of things that I used to chase. Just sitting here in this simple cafe, this beautiful cafe here in Bangkok, feels richer to me than when they installed my hardwood floors and my granite countertops in my house, which I half went into debt for. It feels richer to me. It brings me more pleasure, this simple cup of coffee at this little cafe. And I think it all starts with getting rid of your stuff. It's really freeing, and I think that's the hardest part, again, for most people. But moving abroad has definitely changed my perspective. My Southeast Asia has slowed my life down. Less obsession with stuff. And people can live very happily with less, trust me. You think you can. When you have all that stuff, you think, oh, how can I let this go? But trust me, you can, and you'll live happier. And simpler daily routines, just gym, coffee shop, I go edit, I go grab lunch, I mean, go play golf with the guys a couple times a week. I mean, life is so simple and just fantastic. And I like a walking culture. I like walking. And that's one thing I like about Bangkok is I can just walk everywhere. I like an outdoor lifestyle, to be honest. Probably at some point, I have mentioned this, but probably at some point, probably after this next lease, whether it be a year or 2 years, I probably will move off somewhere into the Thailand province. Not deep province, but like a beachside city, like Hua Hin or something like that. I could just see myself getting a little bit closer to nature. And it is probably more affordable living, less financial pressure. Bangkok is more expensive than these other cities. But again, I realized I didn't actually need as much as I thought I did. A couple last points that I wanted to mention is that in the US, it seemed like you were always constantly wanting to impress people, like competing with your neighbors. You would have a discussion with your coworkers. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, but I just bought this new grill. It's the Grill Master 10,000." I mean, and you're like, well, yeah, you almost feel like you got to up them, or maybe I did. I don't know, but maybe it's that competition, that nature that I have in me that I feel like I've got to impress people. I no longer care. I don't care. I don't care if you have a nicer phone. I don't care if you have a nice car. I don't care if your condo's nicer. As long as I'm happy, that's all I care about now. And peace becomes more important than proving something. There's what I call the Western trap. And they do such a good job in the West with advertisements and pressure. And so many people get trapped in debt. Giant mortgages, car payments, stress cycles, constantly upgrading, never feeling satisfied. Now, I'm not judging people if that's your thing, and it makes you happy, fantastic. But I'm just explaining my personal realization. And I think the last thing that I'll close with is that what rich means to me now is free time, health, mobility, less stress, flexibility, freedom of location, good relationships, friendships, and peace of mind. So again, simplicity isn't giving up. It's becoming more intentional. I think you realize life moves fast. Stress stops feeling worth it. So I'll close with this. The older I get, the less impressed I am by expensive lifestyles, and the more impressed I am by peaceful ones. And I think eventually a lot of people stop chasing more and start chasing peace. Anyway, let me know down in the comments, do you think simplicity becomes more important as you get older? Comment down below, let me know. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see everyone in the next video. Ciao.
Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Geo, let's go before it's too late.